Hey, it's your boy, the Crypto Goon. Shout out to all my crypto goons for pulling up once again. So Solana could possibly set off a chain reaction that causes other Solana coins, like our favorite Zebec Network. Shout out to all the Zebecians. Could cause them to start or have bullish momentum. So there are several things that I just want to point out really quick. Number one is the news on TradingView. So as you can see here, it states institutional interest in Solana is rising, with firms like BitMining and Upixi holding over 3.5 million Solana, worth over $591 million. 2025 may be crucial for Solana. Now, next, it says trader Joe Bellinger notes that Solana is forming a W bottom pattern. If you're new here on this channel, we trade technical analysis, and we use technical analysis for entry and exits as far as purchasing the actual coins, but also to take advantage of the crypto futures market, which we turn into a self-sustaining business for our crypto business. Now, with two lows and a peak indicating strong buyer interest due to higher trading volume. Now, this W pattern that this person is referencing is this right here. So we come down, that's the first leg of the W, up, down, and then they're looking for a move up, completing the W pattern. Okay. Now, this total pattern that you see right here is called a correction. Okay. This is a bullish correction. So as you can see, we had this move up like this, and then we go into what is called a correction. So I'll show you another point, right? So you see this move up like this, and then this is a correction. Okay. So just like how we had this move up like this, and then this is a correction. But on a larger picture, we had a move up like this, and then now we are having a larger correction. Okay. So this is something that could, not the technical analysis itself. Now, technical analysis just gives us our entries and our exits. It doesn't itself move the market. Okay. So I just want to make that understood, because I get a lot of those comments. It just gives us entries because a lot of us are actual traders, right? And I mentioned, crypto futures. That's what I do, right? I trade. So this is just giving us an entry and exit. Now that we know that, okay, there's a W pattern forming here, and a lot of this is due to accumulation from institutions, like how we see right here, 3.5 million Solana. And in addition to that, this is a bullish correction. So this gives us the idea, as you can see on Zebec Network, this is a bullish triangle pattern. Now, I've been taking futures trades on this. I shorted here, I longed here. I'm in a position right now, right here. When we were up here at the top of this wick right here, I think we were up like $2,500 or so. But again, I'm not a day trader. I swing trade. So I hold on to these things for multiple days. If they pan out and I make like 4 or 5 grand within a day, then I just exit the position. It's totally fine. For me, I'm cool with 2 to 3 grand per day, but generally I hold them for several days so that it equals to that amount of money, if that makes sense. So once Solana starts to complete this correction, we will see a move up, hopefully breaking out of this triangle pattern that we have here. Now, my projection is, and always has been, you can look on my TradingView page, I'm looking for Zebec Network to go to 1 cent. Okay. Now, we know that there's been a lot of market manipulation here. And again, we all know that the president can just pull whatever out of his ass while he's taking the shit and just throw it on Twitter, and then it will have an effect on the market. It will have an effect on people's psychology. People will panic sell. You also have insider trading, right? We talked about this. We've been talking about, this particular Twitter account that's been following a lot of these whales. They're saying, hey, it could be his son. It could be people in the cabinet, even some of his friends in the text thread, right? Letting them know, hey, buy Bitcoin, short Bitcoin, sell Ethereum, buy Ethereum, whatever the case is, however they handle themselves, how they conduct themselves, in their group chat or whatever. So essentially, as this pattern completes, obviously people love Zebec. Money will start to flow into it as a part of Solana. So we're looking for a move up eventually, right? at minimum hitting 1 cent. Now a lot of people, now a lot of people are going to ask me when. Nobody can tell you when. You just got to sit tight, take what the market gives you. If you're somebody that just collects coins and puts them in your wallet, continue to do so, right? If you're somebody that trades, look for the opportunities, whether they are longs or shorts, right? So that's the whole game plan, my game plan anyway. And the reason or how I came up with 1 cent is obviously, if you're new here, is using the Fibonacci. I go from the low to the high. Oops, thought that was my fib. I go from the low to the high like this previous low, and then I reverse the Fibonacci like so. Okay. And then this gives us 1 cent. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, you know, how do we know that this works? Again, I did this with Solana, and let me tick off some of these lines from the example that I was giving. But if you actually go to my trading view, you can see that I had posted this. And as you can see, we hit the 141 right here on the dot. And then we went into a correction, and I'll go over to my trading view just to show you all that. Solana right here. Okay, so this was back in August 25th, right? And I said Solana's going to come down, and then it's going to go up to $251, which is the 141. Let me scroll over so that you all can see right here. Okay, so as you can see, and then I'll hit the play button, and voila, there it is, right? We came up and we hit the $251.78. So this is just an example, right? So that's what I'm looking for out of Zebec Network. Now, as far as this correction, right? If you don't understand the patterns, the W's and the M's, you can literally just type it in on Google. And this is an example of the W pattern that the person was referencing in the trading view news notification. So just something that we're going to keep an eye on, look out for. If we get another pin bar drop down, I'm definitely taking a futures trade on Solana for sure, because I've seen these patterns before like this. You know, they generally, you know, do something like this, may have a slight drop down like that, and then they continue on their bullish momentum, right? And the thing is, these chart patterns, they repeat over and over. You can literally just go on Google and just type these things in, and you'll start to see the same thing over and over and over. You can also just look through the charts, right? And you'll start to see that it's really the same thing over and over and over. Like, here's an example right here, right? Similar run to like this, correction like this, and then as you can see, previously Solana jumped up right to about $295. So, you know, it's very similar. These markets do the same thing over and over, because all this is human emotion. Human emotions have never changed. Okay, humans have been doing the same thing for forever. But again, it's the Crypto Goon. I appreciate you all tapping in. The one, never the two. Shout out to all my Crypto Goons. Crypto Goon out.